Hello there, welcome to Hey Ho, Let's Tour.
Hi.
So, anyway, this is our latest video in the Vanother Collective, collected of like-minded campervanners, caravanners, motorhomers, etc. Every month we get together and we make a topic and we make a video about a topic. And this month's topic is
what we do to get ready for our trips.
So we're going to take you through some hints and tips and ideas that we do when we're going to go away in our caravan. Make sure you check out all the other people's check out all the other people's videos and stuff, and hopefully you'll pick up lots of good tips watching our videos this month. So stay tuned. Okay, so part one. How do we choose a site?
I think the first thing we do often is we like to see things when we're out and about on our trips. So sometimes we might have seen somewhere and we think, oh, that would be a really good place to visit, and we will basically decide on a site based on where we would like to visit in the country.
Yeah. We sort of have had an idea, or we've seen something, or we've heard something.
Yeah, like we went to our Bakewell trip, we'd seen, I think it was Motorhoming with the Mertens, the TV programme, and we really wanted to do the viaduct with the bikes. So we decided that was something we'd like to do, and then we tried to find a campsite
That's somewhere near
it. That was reasonably close, that had the facilities we wanted.
Yeah.
And then generally, I think because we're members of most society, Camping Caravan Club and Caravan and Motorhome Club, we generally go to their sites, don't we?
We'll go to their site or their app, and we'll find an official site there, or we'll find a CL or CS site, whatever it's called. Or sometimes we even go on like the independent sites, like is it Site Finder, or we just do a general search for that pitch up.
We have our criteria, don't we?
Oh yeah.
We're not fussy about hard standing or grass, but for us it's more that it's got a play area hopefully for Esther.
Yeah, and electric hookup. Just makes life a lot easier. And some facilities on site. Even though we can do it all in the caravan, it's nice to have the facilities on site to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So we just try and find a site through the various means online generally, and sometimes even the magazines and stuff that you get. We bought a magazine recently, had the top 100 sites, or was it the top 100? At the top sites in the UK. Yeah. And we'll just leaf through that and we'll get some inspiration.
As well as sort of seeing where other people have been to. We do like to see where other people have been to.
We watch many vlogs of people travelling in caravans and camper vans and stuff around the country, and even in foreign countries, and they sometimes say, oh, we like to go there.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll do. We'll online, various magazines, and we just come together, make sure it hits all the criteria, and then we'll get it booked.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, the next section is how do we plan the route? Well, we do have a special sat-nav that allows us to put in the dimensions of our vehicle and our caravan and stuff, and that does help a lot with planning the route. To be honest, I trust that a lot more. I mean, I sometimes look on Google to get a general idea of where we're going, and then I'll put the same route through the sat-nav, because that gives a much more caravan-friendly route that's not on crazy steep hills or narrow passageways. Because the number of times we've used Google, and I think we've mentioned it in other videos in the past, that if we ever use Google and you rely on that, it takes you on some crazy routes. So generally we use the I'll put it in, it's a TomTom Go Camper, I think it's the actual device that we've got, and I'll put all the details into that. It'll show the route, and that'll give the route of how to get there. And then when it gets a bit closer, just so I'm familiar with the route, I'll look at the route where it's going, look for any sort of obvious landmarks, and also plan the entrance to the site.
Yeah, I mean, some videos that people have done previously for the place you're going to may well have like a little useful video of like the first entry bit into the caravan site, and you generally can kind of like get a pinpoint as where it's going to turn, where it's going to be.
Yeah, so you know you're looking at, because sometimes you're travelling down a country lane, or sometimes you even travel down a busy road, and it's a small turn into the right, and so you just I give myself some landmarks that it's the white stones on the right, and you turn.
We wouldn't want to have to like reverse onto a road or anything, would
exactly.
we?
I know. I've seen a caravan blogger recently, and he went to a site and it had a really tight hairpin corner, didn't it?
Yeah.
So it's quite useful watching other vlogs, and I usually look on Google Street View as well, and that gives some idea of it gives an idea of what the entrance to the site's like. But also, if you're traveling through like a town or something, does it look like one of those a town to avoid? It's like if it's narrow and lots of on-street parking and stuff like that. You know,
gets a bit scary, doesn't it?
It'll determine the route that you're taking. So there is various means online and good videos on YouTube. Do a tiny bit of research to make sure that the journey's fine and that it's easy to find the entrance to the site. Right, the next part is how we decide what we're going to take as part of our planning when we're going to go away on a trip.
And I think generally we have the cutlery and plates already there. So I feel...
We have a lot of the stuff just left in the caravan. Some stuff we take out and give it a wash. Some stuff we take out of it because we don't want to leave it in the caravan when it's in storage. Some of it we come back and clean it up. Some of it we just store it in the garage. But I would say the majority of our stuff is in the caravan. So the caravan, if we do decide to go on a trip quite quickly.
Yeah, apart from clothes and food, is ready to go.
Yeah, so we can basically hop straight in there, grab a few essential items like your electronics and your
chargers and things. Everything else is in the caravan, so it's really just a bag of electrical chargers and things.
Yeah, don't leave any valuables obviously in storage, but we just have all the stuff. So if we wanted to, we could almost quickly scuttle around for half an hour in the house, grab a few things, and go off to the caravan, and it's all ready to go, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we generally, obviously, we wait in the caravan. We do obviously put everything in the middle of the caravan when we're travelling. And we used to put our food there, but we've had a couple of instances where the milk's tipped over, haven't we, in the bag and stuff.
Yeah,
so
you've got to make sure
we
you
now
pack it right.
we always put that in the fridge on the journey. So that's really sturdy.
I mean, when we do set off, we do set the fridge to charge off or start running off the car battery. But I don't know what difference it makes. So far, I've noticed the fridge is slightly above room temperature, but so it's slightly below room temperature by the time you get there. I don't think it makes much difference.
No.
But I think most of the time is just, from our perspective, I would say plan and just leave as much in the caravan as you possibly can safely. So it just makes going away easier, so you're not having to completely load and unload each and every time you go away.
I mean, there's no valuables. We wouldn't leave a television, or we wouldn't leave, anything valuable.
I wouldn't leave all my expensive jewellery in there.
But yeah, so it's ready to go really. So we travel light anyway. We don't take a lot of stuff with us. I think that's the key really. It's just a bag of clothes, toiletries, electricals, food. Done.
And then the final part of the planning is obviously we're just setting off on the trip, and we just make sure that we've got what we need to make it a comfortable journey.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously do check the weather forecast and things like that, if it's going to be a really rainy trip, then obviously we wouldn't take in an awning with us or anything.
Yeah, we only take what we need for that. If we're going for short trips, or it's going to be just a quick dash, or it's going to be wet, we're not that bothered about putting the awning up too much. But if it's going to be a longer trip or whatever, we make sure we take the awning, and we just make the journey comfortable, and we just stick the sat nav on, and we usually have the sat nav and the car map on as well simultaneously, which uses Google. We tend to rely more on the car sat nav, but we always have the other one as a backup for traffic and stuff like that on the way.
Yeah, it sometimes gives you some announcements, doesn't it?
Yeah, it both could give you different levels of detail about what's coming up.
Yeah, and we always research anyway, like before we go, we always find out if there's a service station that's okay to have with a caravan. I think that's kind of essential, especially if you've got a big rig and you need to stopping off for comfort breaks and stuff. Or
filling it with petrol and making sure.
Yeah.
So there's lots of things that you can do and plan that just make the journey and the whole experience just a lot easier, isn't it? I think the more you plan, I know you campervanners out there, you like to just spur them on. You sat there drinking your coffee out of your little coffee cups on a night time, thinking, "Oh, well, let's all go and jump in there." And they just hop in the campervan, and next minute they're parked in some pub car park somewhere 300 miles away and doing whatever. But I think us caravans like to plan it out a little bit more, don't we?
Yeah, but the other thing is, I don't think it's necessary. I wouldn't over plan. I don't think you need to over plan. I would just say, just have it in your mind where you want to go to, and just get the essentials and just go.
Yeah. Well, the main thing about it is enjoying it.
Yeah.
So it's planning, but enjoying it as well.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and it's given you a few tips for planning your getaways. Hopefully you've checked out the other videos from all the other in the collective, and we'll hope to see you again soon.
Make sure to like, subscribe, do all the good stuff, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.